Mellow please do not take this as an opportunity to ride on Tasha K. So, Tasha K has been at it for what seems like, or what feels like years now when it comes to trying to have an interview with Melody, right? She's interviewed Martell, she's interviewed Ariane. Ariane looked like she was going to come out of her seat when Tasha was like, "Yeah, I think I'll call Mel." And Mel doesn't like the way that she's being approached. She doesn't find this Tasha's way engaging, and so she doesn't engage. I just quickly quipped a little something in Mel's DMs, and that woman is enjoying LA. I mean, living her best life, having a good time in LA. She did her praying and her fasting and her thing with this universal fast, and then the next day was the next day. So whatever burden she needed to carry to the cross, she carried that thing there. She laid it at her Lord's feet, and then she crip walked away. So please do not DM Mel about Tasha K. That is not a Mel action item. That is a millimeter action item. So, and what I mean by that is this. I'm just going to go on ahead and put this up here. So Tasha K said something to the effect of, "Girl, I know you weren't crying to the world about, somebody sleeping with your married man when you over here sleeping with a married man. And if this is the case," and like I said, something to the effect of this, "and you might want to talk to me before I put out what I know." And Mel didn't say anything, and she put out what she knows. What is it that she knows? This little document from Martel Lavore Holt. Okay. The document that you're looking at, if you are a millimeter, then you know that the document you're looking at was already thrown out of the courts by the judge. So this document is where he is just full of hearsay and self-seeking narratives where he's like, the kids are calling this man daddy, and he's there after hours when the kids are asleep, and blah blah blah. And he's upset about Jason. Like, ever since Mel rubbed that 7th Avenue product onto Jason's arm, Martell was just not okay. And so he wanted to take his little feelings and throw them in the court of law. And what did the judge do? Throw it out. Moreover, Mel submitted a document, her attorneys submitted a document after this, and Tasha didn't post it. Now, I know Tasha is no stranger to receipts. So I would say that this posting is very intentional. For her to post this without the resolution, for her to post this without the way that the situation ended, lets me know that she's trying to construct a narrative from this and using this, in a sense, using Martell's document only so that she doesn't have to give her winos the full story, to make them speculate about Melody and her and what goes on underneath her skirt. Okay. Melody obviously didn't respond. So as a person who supports Melody, I was just going to advise people, and I'm not the only person doing this, okay? I'm just kind of jumping on a bandwagon and agreeing. State the facts. Do not use this as an opportunity to attack Tasha K. That will do nothing. This is a woman with a huge platform. Whatever you think you can say to her about looking like Lil Boosie, about looking like a man, about her middle name being Transrena and her coming for trans people, she's already heard it. She even dressed like Lil Boosie for Halloween because people were just like, "Yo, she look like Lil Boosie?" Okay. So don't even lower yourself to the level of insulting her. Just go there, state a fact, and then advertise 7th Avenue Premier Skincare. So she says what she says here. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to read my response. It says, "The judge threw out the documents you posted here. Anyhow, have you tried Mel 7th Avenue Premier Skincare? It's so good. All natural ingredients created by a black lady chemist." So a lot of people go to see Tasha K like they go to see the Shade Room. Maybe not on the same level, but you catch my drift. So when you're there as a millimeter, honestly, it's an opportune time to just big up Mel and big up what she does. You can talk about her TikTok. You can talk about Winter Wonderland that's coming up. You can, I mean, whatever. State a fact, and then advertise. State a fact about, whatever you see as far as this case is, because she's misrepresenting the facts. When you tell an incomplete story, you are misrepresenting the fact. This is a lie by omission, okay? And I'll say it the way Braylon Lee said it in the chat. Braylon Lee said in a chat with the Gossip Girls, Tasha K's got 4 million reasons to leave Melody alone. And those 4 million reasons are Cardi B. Cardi B sued her for libel and or slander or something of the sort. She won. Allegedly, Kevin Hart sued her. I'm not sure what happened with that case, but this is a woman who is no stranger to being in court because she has slandered someone and spoken untruths. Okay. Um, I saw someone say that Melody should have sued her when she doxed her. And I think Melody was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna give her some grace because this was a mistake." Like clearly she was just posting the court papers as during the thing where she interviewed Martell and he said he didn't have two families. When that man said, Tasha K was like, "I love black families. You have two." He was like, "What? Why would you say that? I have one. Melody's gone. I have my 5 kids." I'm like, "Fool, you have 2. You've made 2 women mothers, therefore you have 2 families." I don't know what the big mathematical deal is. And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when Tasha K had to sit down with Ariana and explain to her what a two-parent household is. Because she said she came from a two-parent household and she said she had 2 parents and 2 households. I'm like, "Well, the math ain't mathing." 2 and 2 is 4, sis. And she was like, "Yeah, my parents were married," and not her mom. She meant like her stepmom and her dad or something of the sort. Anyhow, when you look at Ariane's family patterns, you really do see why this is, how she's repeating a cycle here with, her family pattern with Martell. Anyhow, don't go there and disrespect Tasha. Don't go there and disrespect yourself. Correct what's false, and then big up Mel. That's the millimeter action item, hashtag millimeters activate. So Mel has a number of things going on right now. And when I looked at that fast, I was just like, Melody needs this fast. I know with all of the things that the Scots and Ariana have been posting, Ariana had a very quick post and delete of Jason and his wife, right? She posted Jason and his wife and then she took it down. I don't know why she's bothering Mel. Like, you have the Martell. You won what your quote unquote prize is. You have the Martell. Why are you still posting? Why are you doing anything that has anything to do with Melody? And this is the same woman who, was spreading images to different a specific content creator with, Melody indisposed. Girl, I can send you the picture, blah 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 blah. And she's basically indisposed in an intimate act with her then husband, and they were going to pretend that it was another man. I've had something like that done to me. I've had people make accounts in my name, try to talk to people's husband just so they can look like they have proof, like, see, this is what she does. This is what she, and I'm just like, yeah, and you evil ass people turned on each other. And then, whoop, that came out of the bag. That cat slid out of the bag. Anyhow, so I do empathize with Mel a lot when it comes to these smear campaigns and the like. Um, You would be surprised how many people are jealous of you for your righteousness, how many people are jealous of you for your innocence, how many people are jealous of you for your favor, for the way that people love you, for the way that people receive you, respect you, acknowledge you. You don't have to be prettier than these people. I've had a number of situations where women who are more beautiful than I am were just seething jealous, and I'm just like, I don't get it. If I looked like you, I don't imagine that I would have one friend and it would be my reflection in the mirror, child. Like, I don't know what's going on, but people have holes in their souls that you just know nothing about. So anyhow, when I think of the way that the Scots, specifically Maurice, tagging all of his siblings, he's like, "Yeah, the Scots weren't supposed to make it this far," and trying to set up a victim narrative because people like to root for the underdog. Like, "Yeah, the Scots weren't supposed to make it this far, and we changed our stars." And when he said changed our stars, I was just like, he's got to be talking about the Holts because you know how the Scots think they're, these super elocutors, like they think they are these kind of loquacious men who give speech and like they think they're reverends and pastors, and they give these great big MLK speeches and analogies and soliloquies, and it's just like, say what you mean what you say. But of course, because they're still filming and there are contracts, they can't say what they mean what they say. They'll just imply things. But when he said that thing about changing the stars, I immediately was like, is Mel okay? And that's when we heard about unsigned contracts and contracts being up after 5 years, etc. At or around the same time, Ariana Curry made a post and she said, I'm going to let God humble you. And then she made another post that said, I know the last laugh hates to see me coming. And recently, Martell was posted in a picture with, Ariane. She's in a sofa cushion themed dress and he's in a Fendi print jacket. Um, People are alleging that she's coming on the show, right? You remember when Martell had that great big fallout? Hey, Carlos, let's have a real conversation. Film my real life or don't film me at all. And then you have the Scott saying their stars have changed. And then you have Ariane like, oh, the last life, hate to see me coming. Whoop de whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm going to let God humble you. And I'm like, it's giving they found a way to get her on the show. I cannot confirm or deny that as the truth. Again, all views shared herein are alleged and, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. And I make content under the laws of fair use. Okay. So these are not things that I can confirm or deny. But when I look at the timing of which these people said what they said, and when I look at the timing of which Mel decided to have her universal fast, I think to myself, Mel needs help. Not that Mel is in a weakened position, but that she's truly at war. She is truly at war, and it's looking like maybe even her show could be compromised and that Ariane could have access. I don't know who's going to film with her. That woman is hard to control. I don't know if she's had some kind of, I know Destiny like to film herself with Ariane walking away, filming Ariane walking away like a creep so we can see the backside of her. Maybe they've talked her into some kind of an allegiance with the Scott women, but I know if just one thing goes awry, if just one feeling of Ariane's is hurt, she goes AWOL. And I also think that's why she spent such a long time quiet on social media. I think she spent that long while quiet on social media because she had to prove to Carlos, I can shut the hell up. I can shut up. I can be quiet. I cannot violate this or that. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. And I'm thinking Mel really needed that fast because there are a lot of decisions ahead of her. And season after season after season, Mel has been ambushed. But just because you've been ambushed so many times, it does not make being ambushed easier because one is not like the other. They all have their own kind of origins and features. So I did not join Mel in her universal fast. Lauren and Jason also did not join her. Speaking of which, the great big deal was she was filming Jason, just randomly talking about fasting, and he wasn't wearing his ring. There are all kinds of reasons men do or do not have on their wedding ring. It could be getting cleaned, it could be at the cleaners, it could be, you know, all kinds of stuff. We know Marceau doesn't like to wear his. I mean, we're looking at his body language right now. We're seeing his little hands down, and we don't see a hand with a ring. Okay, we don't see a ring on Maurice's hand either. We don't see a ring on. I mean, Ken and Trish are not married, but I digress. And as far as I know, Trish and Marquez are officially divorced, and if they are, all the best, to them, especially Marquez and his journey. Shout out to Marquez. Whoop, whoop. So, if you are going to engage, I would implore you to engage in this way. I'm not your mama. You don't have to do anything that I say. But with that being said, I think even if you did not engage in the fast, you can still fast on your own. You can still pray on your own. You can still, and I know that there were a lot of people on that prayer phone call. Also, you have on December 14th, Mel is having this Winter Wonderland Melody event. It's going to be an all white event, and I keep hoping that Winter Harris is going to be there. It may be something that they're keeping under wraps. I'm not sure, but when I think Wonderland, I think Winter Womanland. I think of Winter Harris, and I hope that that is the case. I'm considering going myself. So if you are considering going, let me know. I know some people went to mimosas with Mel, some people want to stand up live for Mel, and some people went to both. I went to stand up live. I did not go to mimosas with Mel, but I am considering this event because it is far enough out in the future in advance for me to get my tickets and everything, accounted for. So anyhow, that's it. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. Thank you so much for watching. I am Uppity Unicorn and I am out of here.